first?
It's up to you. You can go ahead. It's up to you.
Okay. You know that it's just like stated that Sasuke is the strongest opponent, like that
Uh,
Gaara has faced.
yeah, I know that statement. I disagree with it, and the reason why is I feel like there's evidence to contradict it, but that's just me.
Okay, well, like, okay, what evidence would contradict?
When Naruto was fighting against Gaara and all the
Mm-hmm.
feats that he was pulling, there was even feats he did before he was mentally amped, and then he gets mentally amped, and that fight progresses, and at that point, it was basically confirmed that he was the strongest at that point. Like
Well,
unless you're
the
referencing like to
issue,
that exact point, then that's fine. But
the
even
issue with that is that not only can Naruto be slightly more mental, the other thing is that how Naruto fights is that he fights to get the opponent off guard. So like if the opponent that Naruto is fighting isn't particularly intelligent or in their right mind, they're
mm,
going to fall victim to a lot of Naruto's tricks that they probably wouldn't normally. So
well
like
for
Gaara in
the
that particular instance could just like because we know he's not mentally sane, could just fall for a lot of his tricks.
Yeah, no, I get you. Well, the only thing though with that, because I just reviewed the whole fight and everything. When actually looking at the context and everything, Gar was actually going on like all out, and then he was like, "All right, I'm just gonna toy with you for a bit, and then just kill you." And then Naruto is also experiencing like a fucking mental breakdown. Like he's freaking out. He has like a mental nerve. He doesn't really know what to do. He's conflicted whether to run away or not. Like there's a lot of shit going on with him. Then with the whole tail beast between them two, like it's a whole mental like crisis thing for him. And then he's still like eventually like fuck whatever I gotta try because Sakura's in danger or whatever. But he's like mentally getting fucked in the head. You know what I mean? Not like there, kind of similar to how Kakashi was with Obito or Minato with Obito, etc. And then it gets to a point where he's able to do like a good amount of shadow clones, and then Gaara's going full out at it and fighting him, and he's able to create an opening and do a kunai with an explosion, and then just fuck him up from
Well,
behind.
you can even see that like um I don't think these characters are too far apart in speed. I just think the main discrepancy is their AP. So like
Where do you post
Sasuke,
scans, by the way?
hmm?
Where do you send scans? Like, where do they have that at?
Evidence.
Oh, evidence. Okay, I didn't know if that was just a chat or something.
Because there's a like the thing is right is that
But
when
you
Naruto
go ahead
when they
first,
like
and then I'm gonna
fight
say like my main argument right after too. I will tell you where I'm coming from. You hear me? Hello? Hello's
wait,
connection
give
or
me one
something?
minute.
Oh, okay. Just making
No,
sure.
no. So I'm back. But did you post the scans you were talking?
Yeah, I'll do the ones that we're first talking about first to kind of go towards that point of Sasuke being the strongest. Let me do this. Let me go back actually. So the first thing I'll do. Where is it at? Oh, not there. I'm going too far. This is one of them, but I'll get the other ones too. But is this? All right, hang on. Pull up Discord. Get this one. One second, I'm pulling it up right now. Where's that first moment? I know I downloaded that. So I want to show what he does, like when he's like kind of mentally nerfed and conflicted, doesn't know what to do.
Like I don't think the main discrepancy in between these characters is necessarily speed. I think it mainly comes down to AP.
So, okay, while I'm getting this scan, I'm gonna also say my main argument why I think Lee just basically wins. So for one, the first thing is I actually think Lee actually still scales over that Sasuke that's presented in the tuning exams. There's things I'm going to show with like how Kishimoto kind of has comparison with Lee and Sasuke, how he basically like their overall power and everything. And then there's also visual feats, like evidence of that, manga and anime.
Let's go point by. So like first, the comparisons you were talking about. I'm assuming you're referencing the statement there. It says his speed is about the same as weightless Lee's.
No, not even that. So I'm gonna show it. Like we're gonna definitely go by point. That's not a problem. I'm not trying to shotgun or anything. I'm just going like what my main argument is. So basically, my main argument is that Lee is just more powerful, more faster, and that basically one hit is just gonna one shot and kill Sasuke. And that's basically my main argument. And then we can go point by point from there. But what I'll do, the first thing I'll send before. I'm going to send this one first because this is what the first point we were talking about. I'm going to send it right now. Girl 5. Okay, now I know which one it is. Sorry for me taking a bit. Gar 5. Yep, there it is. Oh, fuck. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to send that. So Naruto, this is based on the first point we were talking about. Like, so Naruto basically is able to pull this feat, which I know you remember that. And he only did that with like a couple shadow clones. And mind you, we're talking about a Gaara here that is in full, like, if I were to say, at least in my opinion, V2 transformation technically in a way, because he has like his normal form when he fights against Sasuke, right? Then he has like a partial one-tail transformation. Then he has a full one-tailed transformation, and then it's this transformation. He has like 3 power-ups that he has, and it's even confirmed that he gets stronger and stronger and faster. And this Naruto, which should also be fatigued and tired because, from his match with Neji, and we know that's still a whole thing and everything and whatnot because eventually Sasuke does like a Chidori the first time on Gaara where he fucks him up. And then he even says like he only has one more Chidori that he can do. You know what I mean? And then after that Chidori, he was only able to do a third one because of the curse mark, and then he was kind of fucked at that point. So, but either way, like, there's clearly still establishment that from Sasuke and Naruto, they're still taking a toll from their previous fight. So that is into play as well. But this Naruto is still able to use just a couple shadow clones while Gaara's, fighting, going all at it. And he's able to create an opening and get behind him. And then even Sasuke acknowledges him. He's like, wow, look at you using... I could pull up that panel if you want me to as well. But he's like, look at you showing off your moves. You're finally doing something, but you only land one move. Like, come on, you can do better than that. And he was able to do this while mentally nerfed. You know what I mean? And kind of like conflicted and fighting with himself the whole time. And if you want me to get those pages, I can get those too. That's not a problem.
I know what you're talking about. My thing is just like, kind of like what I said before, how Naruto's natural combat style is to catch people off guard.
Yeah.
And we even see, like, he's not really doing any, like, significant damage. So,
I can show that too. Yeah, I got here. Hang on. But continue. I'm listening. I'll get that scan.
I'm just saying, like, Naruto's fighting styles to catch people off guard, and it'd be especially effective against someone like Gaara, who is like not sane. So
So this, I forgot to send this 3. That's a good one too. Let me see something. Yep, I can do that too. Okay, cool. Let me get rid of that then. So this one right here, this is the first time he damaged, and this was like Gaara's first form, because he has he has regular form first, second, and then the fully covered, which I consider that like a V2 basically. This right here, he was able to do this with just taijutsu of a kick alone, okay? And you can clearly see like blood and everything, you name it, like comes in and just fucking kicks him before he can kill Sasuke. And
but he can be he can be mental and here. He's trying to protect Sasuke.
Not necessarily, because so for here, this is him just trying to butt in and protect Sasuke, but there's actually clear narrative when he does get mentally amped, and I do have those scans too.
Okay, he can get like a mental ant in the specific moment, and it can be a lesser mental ant to the point where he just gets like around Sasuke's level, and then him kicking him is like can just be a short-term mental ant. But when he gets the other mental ant, is when he surpasses Sasuke entirely and just ascends to a level that would start beating up that version.
Got you. That's a fair assessment, but the only reason why I think he doesn't really have a mental amp at this moment, that he's just reacting and fighting, like what generally what any other Naruto character would do, is the main reason was because he just kind of pulls up, and then like even after that moment happens, like he doesn't say like don't ever touch my friends or whatever, or like showing any kind of narrative implication that he's mentally like increasing with his power and everything. It's just him just comes up, kicks Gar away, makes him even bleed, and then basically from there, like he just like, hey, like what's going on, blah blah, and then he starts freaking out. Then it's the whole mental crisis, yada yada, and then that's when Gara starts like fucking his ass up, like hitting him with sand shurikens and tossing him everywhere and whatnot, and then that's when then Gara states he's like, I'm gonna play with you for a bit longer, and then I'm killing you. And then and then Naruto like even has a point during that where he's like, don't, what I mean, if you do anything to Sakura, I'll slaughter you or whatever. So then he does something to Sakura, and then he's like, and then he freaks out even more, like he just doesn't know what to do, like it's a whole thing.
I know what you're talking about, but like this kick can just be like before any of that doubt fully sets in, right? That makes any sense? Because like it can just be him getting up close to Gara that makes him act in this way.
Yeah, but that's fine. But it's just like this Naruto does his kick, what I mean, without like even having like the level of mental amp that we clearly show and is established like after, what I mean, and the fact that he's able just to do this like within this state, which I would consider obviously more regular, kind of similar with his whole Neji fight, what I mean, and then compared to what he shows right after, it's a big difference between the two,
Well,
and
I don't think. Well, for starters, right? I don't think that like that just because it's not shown doesn't mean like we can still extrapolate things based on what we know about Naruto and what happens afterward. So it's just like because we know about other things that happen after this point, we can rationalize that this Naruto can just be mental ant. So we're just unsure if it's a feat.
Gotcha. Let me pull this up. What were you saying? What's up?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, I don't want to show that yet. I'll send these skins in though, just to kind of be like the whole strongest opponent thing. Because my whole problem with that thing is, it depends. What I mean? It's like, is it referencing overall? Is it referencing at that exact moment? Is it referencing that even comparison with with Lee and all these other characters? Like there's just so many ways you can perceive that.
The statement is the Gara is faced with the strongest opponent, and
Yeah.
it's referencing the picture.
That could also be like a hype scan too, like a narrative, which is in plenty of mangas and anime.
Book. No, it's a data book scan.
Well, yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's even scans that that will have that type of stuff to kind of hype up like the next issue. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is gonna be the strongest opponent or final showdown or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like, and then if you look at the context behind it, especially before and after, you know what I mean, that can clearly be contradicted.
The context even implies that it's general because we see that it's like the picture it shows is Gara before the sand shield. So, and then it also shows like a picture of base Sasuke, implying that the Sasuke that's like doing the little hand wave to Gara would be stronger than Lee. And we know that this can be outside of Chidori because the general definition of stronger would just be perform more physically demanding tasks.
Yeah, so the only reason why I heavily disagree with that is because there's actually like plenty of statements and other like evidence and everything to show that that's clearly not the case. They're even comparing Lee and Sasuke and so on and so forth.
What other evidence do you have besides the stuff we went over?
Yeah, so I'll go over that. I'll pull that up for you. I'm gonna get this. This is basically all for the first point. Let me just send this in. Everything is just way more. So the first thing I'm going to show you, and this is like from data books and everything as well. I'm gonna show you the thing with Sasuke, and then to show you Lee's, and basically this way you can see the difference. One moment.
Nightflame, are you two debating?
Yeah.
What's the topic?
Sasuke versus.
Okay.
But do you guys hear that Arrow came back, bro?
Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about Arrow Flame?
Yeah.
I've seen a couple things with him. I don't really know too much about him though.
He's the main dude that was on the like Lee beats Sasuke train, along with the like Cell beats Deborah. That was like his thing. And one other debate. Yeah.
The contrarian. Okay.
Yeah. He was the contrarian basically.
Well, he's not the contrarian.
Well, Noodles is the contrarian.
Yeah. Noodles
Stat.
is the contrarian. Arrow's the hype beast. And hype beast takes are equally as biased.
Arrow's takes do be asked. He might be spitting about Cell, but even that is like.
Yeah, I don't think that's the most consistent.
I almost have it. For some reason, when I was looking, unless I missed it, I'm trying to get the thing with Sasuke and Lee.
Are you talking about when like?
It's their character profile. It shows literally their level and what they excel in and everything and everything. And it shows Lee is way all the way up there in Taijutsu, and then it shows Sasuke and is way down.
Those stats are like, they're like how I word this.
Well, it even shows the Sasuke that you're referencing, which is also connected to your whole strongest opponent. That's why
those stats are they're individual. So like, for Sasuke's chakra level, which can be higher than Lee's, this is like his taijutsu in accordance to other people with that same chakra level. So like, for example, right, Kakashi, like DMS Kakashi's taijutsu probably isn't that good for how strong he actually is, right? Like, it probably isn't crazy, but we know that like he can still beat up someone like Neji, who should have better taijutsu than him, if that makes any sense.
I get what you're saying.
Because it's the same for Hiruzen. Hiruzen has a lower taijutsu stat than Neji, despite we know that Hiruzen vastly outscaled him.
That's so weird. I downloaded that shit and it's not there. Okay, so here's what I'll do. I know how a quick way to get this. But no, I hear what you're saying, by the way. I'm listening. One moment. Pull it up from here. Character files. Alright, so this is Sasuke. Let's save this. Put that. And then let me get Lee.
What
There he
scan
is.
are you looking for?
It's the character chart between it's for Lee and for Sasuke, and then
Oh, the data.
yeah, the data book stats, and Lee's way like beyond when it comes to even taijutsu, showing that the gauge should be over Sasuke.
I don't think you need to bring that up, because I think I explained it, which is just like the stats. Like, you don't need to post it. I know what you're talking about.
No, I know, but I was trying to find the fucking. Okay. Why am I missing the? I'll send the Sasuke one at least for now. This way you can see it.
Oh no. It's fine. You don't have to. Like, I'll accept it.
Okay.
So, like, my point is just, like, so, those stats just are in accordance to the individual. So, like, for Sasuke's power level, this is how good his taijutsu is, in accordance to other people with that same power level. The same way that, like I said before, Kakashi's taijutsu probably isn't as good as Kaguya's, despite him being able to react to people like her level.
Mm-hmm.
And him, despite like being able to beat up, like, I don't know, Hashirama with only well, I'm not going to say that, but he'd still be able to beat up Hashirama. 'Cause, 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 '
Okay, so I'm not tripping. That's what it is. Yeah, whenever I fucking save this damn image, and then like it should be downloading because it clearly shows it's fucking downloading. It like doesn't get sent to where it's supposed to go. Like it's not even there. That's so weird. But anyways, since you don't want me to show it, because I would have to either stream it on Discord to show you or whatever, because I have it up.
No. I'm just saying, like, you don't need to show it. I know what you're referencing.
Yeah.
So, like, but do you have, like, anything to...
So
like,
that was, well, yeah, that was how I wanted to start it off, just to show that, like, at least, you know what I mean, with my understanding that it's, you know, with, you know, Kishimoto's the one that kind of supervises all that and everything, and he basically to kind of show in comparison with the characters where they strive more with and everything, you know, and where it shows Lee's taijutsu is all the way maxed out, while it shows Sasuke is all the way down, like, in the halfway mark. You know what I mean? And clearly, like, at least for me, narratively and implication-wise, that should be implying that Lee's taijutsu is still greater than Sasuke with the gates. You know,
Lee's taijutsu technique is better than Sasuke's, yeah. But like his
well, not even the technique, because Sasuke does master the techniques and he's able to incorporate it. It's even stated.
No, he doesn't
It's
have
just
stuff like the hidden lotus.
Well, true, he doesn't have like the hidden lotus and that, but he does copy all of Lee's taijutsu attacks. It's stated by Kakashi and Guy.
But like the hidden lotus is something that like vastly outscales the user. Like how much it outscales the user is like similar to a ninjutsu. So like his taijutsu technique is just crazy just for that fact.
But alright, so that was the first thing I wanted to go about. Then the second thing, so my first thing is I just think Lee's more faster, more powerful, and he would just basically speed blitz with the gates and then just kill him, one shot him. So this is I'm going to start it off, since that's my main argument. I'm going to go over Sasuke's durability. And I'm going to be real with you, Sasuke has trash durability, if I'm being honest with you. So if he does get hit by the gates, he's dead. He's fucked.
Well, why is his durability bad?
I'll show it. Give me one moment.
Are you talking about when he punches the sand?
No, not even that. Hang on. So, yep, D2, D3. Okay, so it's those. I'm going to post it right now for you. Hang on. So there's that. I'll send both of them at the same time. So there's these two. And this is just weighted Lee, remind you. And just with normal taijutsu, he's fucking his ass up.
I mean, yeah, he gets stronger after that.
Well, true. All because you get stronger doesn't mean it equates to your durability, though. And then, and if we even look further than that,
well, let me get that one. So we know that that's just not the case, because we know that when characters increase their punching power, an increase in durability should then follow, as characters have to withstand their own punches, or else their body would just shatter. Like if you punch something too hard, your bones will break. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, yeah, no, I get that, but even with the gates are a perfect example to where Lee or even Guy are obtaining such level of power and speed to where it's literally causing damage to their body, and so on and so forth, and etc.
That's like a bit different, specifically for like, it's mainly like they're getting a. I guess it would be.
I can even show the statement to support that too with the gates. Give me one moment. So,
yeah. Well, my point is that like Sasuke doesn't have any of these. So, like, when his punches get stronger, his durability would also go up.
Not when he has, like, when there's feats to show that he's still bleeding and getting hurt by things. You know what I mean?
Like what?
Well, with Lee's taijutsu, I'll even show the sand, with Gaara's sand and everything that made all his body bleed and everything from his arm, his legs, and his face.
Oh, yeah. Well, like, it's because he's hitting such a rigid surface, right? And not only does that surface outscale outscale Lee, like him just slightly bleeding from his own punches isn't that big of a deal.
Well, it's not from his own punches, it's from the sand. The sand cuts him up and everything. And then his knuckles are also bleeding as well. Like his whole body was bleeding from everywhere.
No, I was just saying I was saying if it was, then like that would be okay too. Because those punches would just one-tap Lee. But that sand is just stronger than the one that Lee fought.
Let me get this pulled up for you. I'm gonna show that with Sasuke as well. Should have that. Yeah, right here. So 6, okay. Okay, so I found that, so I'm gonna post this for you too. So there's that, you know what I mean? And then the reason why I'm showing you that is Lee, on the other hand, while he was actually tanking a shit ton amount of attacks from Gaara.
Well, this Sand can be the one that can just be stronger than the one that Lee fought.
Well, not necessarily. What's it called? It could be just the same. It could be used like what's it called? And then not only that, like it's Gaara's, you know what I mean, like to go technique. He's not just, you know, like you'd basically have to show and prove that Gaara should get like stronger at this point, like or using something or chakra or something like to show that he is stronger.
The reason why I don't have to do that is because you're making an argument from ignorance and declaring that it is impossible for him to have gotten strong.
Well, not even from ignorance. Like, there's actually evidence to show that this Gaara didn't get stronger. Dead ass.
Okay, well, where is that evidence? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show that too for you.
Okay.
Give me one moment. Alright, so I'm gonna show this. This is like narrative comparison.
He's looking for evidence that Gaara didn't get any more power.
Yeah, this indicates to this point that's why. But hang on. So 3, yep, be this one, and then I think it was. Let me double check. Yeah, it was that one.
Honestly, I'm probably going to take a break from ratting. I think if I take a break from ratting, I'll probably get better. So I don't have to.
Okay, yeah, so I'm just going to send that one for now then, actually. And then I'll go with everything else. But this right here, it's clearly showing Lee and Sasuke together. And basically showing, and they basically output the same damage. Lee does the same move that he did in the tuning exams, and they did the same damage, showing Gaara's the same in base.
Well, okay, for starter, does not do the same damage at all.
I could show Lee doing it, the same move, the same damage and everything.
In fact, Gaara's like not that. So like going to the technique that he's using is the same because he copied.
Well, yeah, the technique is same, but when he lands the technique on Gaara's face and it causes damage, and you know with the whole sand armor thing again, and then with Lee he does the same thing and it does the same thing.
No, but look at the panel after that. Gaara's on the floor. Like he literally just got.
Yeah. So here, I'll get you with Lee too. In 1 second.
No, but then after that, Gaara's like huffing and puffing. Like he's just on the ground. Okay.
I'm gonna actually have to download that one because I don't think I got that one. Let me see.
Nismo, did you hear that Jordan got semi-ownership of D1 server?
Jordan got ownership of a server. Okay, that's.
No, he got semi-ownership of D1 server.
Oh god, Jordan having ownership over any server
But
in
he's
any sort of
running.
way is just gonna be hell.
He's running a tournament. Oh, I forgot. I could have sworn it was someone. So it might have been. I think I heard it from Pre first. But I guess Pre heard it from you and told us. Bruh. There's no always be deleting his messages.
Okay, so I'm gonna send this one, but I'm gonna have to get the other one as well. So that's one, okay. Right there, yep. Oh, okay, that's it actually. So 9 and 1. Awesome, so I did get it. We do. Alright, so now that I found that,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Oh, nah.
Yeah, just wanted to show you. So basically with that establishment, this clearly shows that Gaara is not stronger, at least, while in his base, and they're basically inputting the same amount of force. And mind you, this is only weightlessly.
But the problem is that Gaara gets right back up from this, while he just doesn't do that when Sasuke starts hitting.
He gets back up with Sasuke. It's shown in the anime and in the manga.
No, he's just on the ground after he gets punched a few times. It doesn't show you that.
He gets back up. Trust me. If you want me to show you that, I can show you that. But I'm telling you, he gets back up.
He gets back up eventually. But
okay, exactly. It's the same thing.
Let me just show you.
The bottom line is comparing of how long it takes for him to get back up or not doesn't prove anything either, because you could just want to get back up or not, for any reason. I mean, it doesn't indicate that, it's because of someone outputting more pain or whatever. Like, either way, narratively it's showing that they're replicating the same feat, and he got launched back the same exact way.
They're replicating the same feat, but Sasuke's AP is just superior. Because,
well, no, he's doing the same thing as Weightless Lee, so it's the same result. It's literally the same AP as of now. That's all. But I just wanted to show you at least this way, because at first you're making the claim of that Lee never replicated that, and so now I'm showing that he did clearly, establishing that. So the whole thing with Gaara being the strongest, or not Gaara, or Sasuke being the strongest opponent, which we already talked about that and went into that. That's basically, if you equate that and connect the dots and then bring it with this and everything in comparison, this is also showing contradictory, and then there's more context to it as well. They're clearly showing the same narrative, and it's the same performance, base to base. And this is Lee without the gates.
Okay, well, let me just explain all of this. So in the scan Mismo just posted, right? That Gaara, okay, this is after he just punched him, right? Bro, why is CJ packing? What is he doing? Anyway,
CJ's just being a dumbass. Ignore the dumbass.
Damn. Anyway, so we see Gaara just sitting here. Yeah, after he gets suplexed by Lee. Lee kind of just sits there for a minute. Well, with Gaara, with Lee. Oh my God, I'm stupid. When Sasuke hits him, he stands there for a little bit. He sits down, but with Lee, he just gets right back up. We even see Sasuke has enough time to say, to do his little hand gesture and say, come, until, okay. and Gaara still can't get up.
Let me see.
He just said, come. That's insane.
All right, and then so I just want to show that. But all right, what I'm going to do from here though is I'm basically going to show of why Lee is actually faster than Sasuke as well. Just give me one moment.
Okay, he can be faster in travel speed, just not anything else. Sasuke with the Sharingan should have superior combat speed and reaction.
He won't be able to do anything because if you're faster, even if you're able to perceive, if you don't are not able to react and etc., which is shown when they first fight and
He
everything,
should be able to like.
he won't be able to
block
do
his
anything.
thing.
So,
He
but
should
let
be able to
me.
block
I'm gonna
himself.
send those scans for. He won't be able to do that either. I'm gonna send these scans first, and then I'm gonna show why this Lee is way faster than him, like way. And if he goes into the gates, it's not even a competition.
Like I said before, he can be faster in terms of movement speed, but the combat speed difference should just be like he should be faster than him, and like in terms of combat speed than him in the gate. I was like, oh,
So I'm gonna send this one because I do want to send this out as well. Okay. Also, I'm gonna show this because this is relevant with the comparison with Lee and Sasuke and Neji and Lee as well. Let me get this for you.
oh
This
no.
one, this is yeah, okay. Comparison. Where's the other one? Right here. So I need that one. So let me get this. So this is that right there basically is stating that if you don't have the speed and everything, etc., that basically you're fucked. Doesn't matter if you have the shotting on whatever, it's not going to do anything for you. And then he basically just what it's literally stated here is the physical touches are in a pure form. It's like even if you perfectly perceive and understand my movements, you lack the speed and strength to counter them. You haven't had the physical training necessary to keep up with me, etc. Yada yada.
Well now he has. So now his combat speed is able to counter it.
Well, so this is the thing. So I'm gonna show and prove it, but if Lee is still surpassing him in speed, okay, and also with power as well, that Sasuke, he's going to get. He's basically, it's going to be the same result. That's what I'm trying to imply here, which I'm going to prove that and show. But just give me one moment.
I think I've shown that his punching power surpasses Lee's, like even like regardless of gate level. But like,
So
in terms of speed, right? It's just blatantly stated that that Sasuke is just stronger than. So like, and we know that stronger just means can perform more physically demanding tasks, or means that he can just beat up Lee in the contents of the situation. Either or works for me. So, him just being, like, he can just be slower than him in terms of travel speed, but the travel speed isn't really relevant because Sasuke's combat speed is just superior.
So I'm gonna send this one in. This is when he uses the first gate, by the way. Only the first. And this will have relevance. I'm just posting it in scans for now.
Mizmo, what scan? Like, just say what scan you're looking for, and Mizmo can probably find it.
Oh no, I have all the scans on me.
Oh.
Yep. I have them all already. I'm gonna post this as well. I'll explain why I'm posting this in a bit. Just give me one moment. And this one, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Alright, so posted that.
Yeah. Hmm. What? Isn't this him just saying Guy is on Kakashi's level? Well, for starters, Sasuke just does not have the necessary equipment to perceive how strong Kakashi is, because Guy literally just like perception blitzed him. So if Kakashi can also perception blitz him, then he just wouldn't know.
Okay.
But I don't know what the relevance of that one is.
I'll bring it up. Just hang on. Here. Let's get one. Okay. So this. So this is basically what I'm going to do from here. So the first thing that I posted, and this is basically the scan, basically talking about when you utilize like the first gate, and, you know, what it does and everything, and how it can like make you tremendously more faster. Because we know when we watch the fight with Gaara and Lee, that he has his weighted speed, you know, it's his normal, and he has his weightless speed, and then after that, then he has the first gate on top of the weightless speed. Okay, and from there, that's basically what you're working with, and it goes on, so on and so forth. Okay, and with the other two scans that I sent after, what it's showing with Guy is basically to where it's clearly stating that Guy is more faster. Guy states that he's strong or whatever, but from here, mind you, this is coming from a Sasuke that literally has seen Kakashi actually fight seriously and so on and so forth against Zabuza, you name it, actual death battles and everything. And just from him moving alone, they're like, oh, what the, you know, like, holy shit, this guy is ridiculously fast. And this is just him in base. You know, clearly showing the narrative between even like a genius like Kakashi, which is obviously similar, very extremely similar to Sasuke. And then you have Guy, you know what I mean, which would obviously be like Lee. So that's kind of just showing that, you know, clearly showing that, you know, that even if you're a genius with Sharingan and Riker and all that, doesn't mean you can't be surpassed.
Let's go point by point. I was like, okay, so let me get the first thing, which is. And
then well, no, I wasn't finished yet. And just to connect it, then you have Guy here.
Wait, no. Those are like two separate points. I have to attack them separately. Like I can't.
Well, it's all one point. That's what I'm trying to say. So then the final thing is, Guy says here he's quick. He's almost as fast as Lee's average speed. Okay, he's not saying weightless. He's saying average, meaning basically directing that and according it to when Lee is literally weighted.
What?
Yes,
okay,
and there's even a statement after with Guy where he says, okay, now he's at weightless Lee's speed.
Wait. Okay, so let me just give like one thing out of the way, which is like Sasuke being slower than 50.
I'm not talking about those. Right now I'm talking about with weighted Lee, weightless Lee, and then first gate. All those are irrelevant as of now.
Okay. So the problem with this claim is that every statement that it's talking about is purely travel speed. It does not reference combat speed.
It's equating to all of it. Everything. It can be combat, reaction, everything. And that's even shown and proven when they first fight with Sasuke and Lee.
You just don't have any way of proving that.
Oh no, I do, because like for instance, before I stated this beforehand, where it shows Lee dominating Sasuke and making him bleed with just weighted taijutsu attacks, showing that his durability doesn't matter if he gets stronger. Doesn't mean that his durability increased. And what we do know as well is Gaara's Sand was able to surpass his durability, still injure him. So for all we know, his durability could still be the same. There's no way to prove exactly that his durability increased. We know that he trained and he got faster, and was able to obtain weightless Lee speed. Okay, but there's nothing to prove that he also increased his durability.
For all we know, right? This is all a dream and a simulation, right? I don't care for like, I don't care what, like how, like what could be. I'm just explaining to you what's more likely. I think I already did explain like why he'd get more durability. It's just because he's able to punch harder, which his body has to take that force, so he just get more durability. And then to let me just attack everything at once in a like uninterrupted because you're kind of like hitting me with so many points. I need to like go at them one by one.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so for the first thing, right? I don't think you have any way of proving that it's talking about combat. It's talking about combat and reaction speed.
It's just all speed. That's it.
Well, okay, yeah, but that's in reference to a travel speed feat. Like the context that he's talking about is Sasuke is just running up on Gaara. He's not.
It's all the same. It's literally it's narratively compared and contrast. It's all the same. It's the exact same thing. They even do flashbacks of showing Lee, so it's all the same. All the speed is the same. There's no way. There's no way to argue otherwise. There's no way to say it's not or what's more. Like you can't do that.
Wait. It's the same technique, right?
Same techniques and same speed. Oh, there's two different speeds actually. There's the weighted and then there's the weightless.
You don't have any way of proving it's the same speed because
I did. I literally just showed it. So look, once again, we'll look at the scan. So right here, the last one I just said, after he got a little hit on him on Gaara and peeling his armor just like Lee did before countless of times. Guy says he's quick. He's almost as fast as Lee's average speed. Stated verbatim. Okay, and then there's a point where Guy eventually compares because then Sasuke uses more speed. And then Lee was, impressed for me. He's like, okay, but and then Lee's like, all right, well, you have my weightless speed, but man, it does take a toll energy-wise, doesn't it? And then Guy even makes a statement on that when he sees it and says, okay, now he has weightless Lee's speed. Interesting. He's gotten pretty fast. Okay, so it's actually stated when exactly what levels of speed that he's using. It's exactly the same. There's no way to say otherwise. It's literally shown. And I can also show that scan as well with the weightless when he uses that level of speed and starts fucking up Gaara again.
You're kind of shotgunning me. So like,
I'm not shotgunning. I'm just explaining. Like you're saying that I didn't show it and it's not stated where it is stated.
No. I think no. It's because the thing that Guy's in reference to is just talking about like a travel speed feat. So we can just move on.
No, there's no way. He's saying he's quick. That he's almost as fast as Lee's average speed. So overall, that equates to speed overall. It doesn't matter about reaction or this, travel, combat, whatever. He's saying overall the same speed.
Why?
Like for you to just assume, well, the reason why is because it's showing narrative comparison and contrast. Where it's literally, it's showing both of them performing the same way. From when Lee was performing in the tuning exams before fighting against Gaara to where they're fighting against as of now. The same stuff. So there's no way to say that it's more than likely could be about maybe other type of speed or anything where there's no proof for that. Guy doesn't state that he's talking about travel speed. Kakashi or anyone else is not saying that it could be equated to only travel speed. It's overall. Like, yeah, sure, we can agree that it's vague because it only says Lee's average speed, but you would have to prove and have some type of statement or anything that it's referring to travel speed.
Okay, I don't think I need to like demonstrate you a piece of empirical evidence for it. Like, let me just say this one more time, and then like, if you think you've addressed it adequately, you don't have to address it again. Like it's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Me saying, I'm just gonna say it's in reference to a travel speed feat. So like, it meaning travel speed wouldn't really mean anything. So like, when you say like it's just talking about overall, that's okay. But the thing is like. That's only okay in reference to a feat that didn't have any bearing on what type of speed it was. But the issue is that this is a travel speed feat. It's the feat of him running up on Gaara. And
he runs up, uses speed, and he damages him just like Rock Lee did.
I gotta
it's the same thing.
Everything. I gotta address everything.
Okay.
And the technique. Wait. And to address the similar like things, right?
Mob, I'm not doing that. Be nice.
Well,
no,
like,
Mob's just talking shit to you.
Oh, okay. How he's doing that is like how he's hitting him
is similar in terms of technique, right? So it wouldn't necessarily be that the speed is the same, because the speed can just be talking about travel speed. And like I said before, and to quote the other thing, which is like you saying the thing is similar between Kakashi and Guy, and Guy Sasuke and Kakashi, there's two things wrong with that. Which is, the first thing is Sasuke getting blitzed by like Guy. The thing is that Kakashi never quote unquote blitzed Kakashi. Sasuke has never actually seen full power Kakashi like actually fight. If you think about it, like he saw him fight Zabuza, but not only is that a rusty Kakashi, he didn't see him like run up on anybody. All they did was just like swap hands, right? Guy, this is a travel speed feat for Guy. Guy blitzed him with his travel speed. So, like, all that can be true, and Sasuke can just be aware because, like, they're blitzing him. And then on top of that...
Well, it is, I'm not trying to cut you off, but just one little thing. It is actually shown over and over that Guy is superior to Kakashi in Taijutsu, base to base. It's shown. When they were fighting each other, it's actually shown.
I don't think that would be the case, but...
It's shown in the anime, and it's shown in the manga.
Guy can be superior to Kakashi,
and that's just in base.
Wait, he can be superior to the Kakashi that fought Zabuza, which is not the full power Kakashi. That is a rusty Kakashi. So the narrative of like the natural genius thing wouldn't really apply, right? Because it's Kakashi when he's not fully in his like quote unquote full power state. And that's like a rusty Kakashi. And then after he does like the little wall climbing training, he then gets stronger again.
Yeah, he gets stronger where he's coming out, back. I get what you're saying. But see, even at that point, we also have the Itachi and Kasame moment where, Kakashi comes and everything. And then after that, Kakashi gets bodied. And then Guy comes and he immediately launches Kasame like super fucking far. Like basically moves really fast, kicks him over, and then basically is there. And then even Itachi is basically telling Kasame, like, do not underestimate him. Like, he's strong. That's both of them being compared at that exact moment. And technically, in comparison, from what we can at least see, okay, Kakashi, doesn't really do anything that massive to Kasame or Itachi. He only cancels out Kasame's water shark bomb, while Guy just comes straight up and just bodies him with a normal taijutsu attack and just sends him flying. So, like, that's kind of counterintuitive, if you get what I'm saying. Like, it's clearly shown that,
Going into a place that isn't hyper-relevant. My point is...
Well, it is relevant. You were comparing Rusty Kakashi to Prime Kakashi in part 1.
Okay. I think I've kind of addressed everything now.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna send this one. This was back to what I was saying here, where basically this is where he's now saying that that's practically the same speed as Weighted Lee. So clearly indicating the levels of speed that Sasuke is using.
Yeah, his travel, like I said before, his travel speed can be faster. That's fine. I was simply saying that his reaction and combat speed would just make up for that difference. Yeah. He just blocked Lee, start punching him, and Lee would just die. But
another thing as well that I do want to also say, you do know that Lee would have killed Gar with just the first gate, right?
I don't think that's relevant.
All right, I'll show that. Well, the only reason why I show it's relevant is because I believe, unless I misremembered or heard you incorrectly, that you were saying that Sasuke was dishing out more damage, blah blah, which then I showed some scans to point that wasn't the case.
No, because this is all functioning under the axiom that the things that you're bringing up contradict my statement. So if you think you've already contradicted my statement, you don't need anything.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, like, I was asking, like, you do know he could have only killed Gar with the first gate, and then you're like, what? So I'm going to show that to you real quick.
I don't think it's relevant because Sasuke just stated stronger.
Well, the reason why it's relevant is because if Glee is able to kill Gar in the first gate with just Taijutsu alone, that clearly goes to show that he could be able to kill Sasuke as well. And then not only that, Sasuke bleeds from normal Taijutsu attacks from Lee before. Yes, that was arguably a weaker Sasuke because he obviously wasn't faster, etc. But we already talked about the whole durability thing. And then there's that point, then you have him bleeding with Gar's attacks. And then not only that, then you even have when he's fighting stronger versions of Gar where he's bleeding with those. Like, it clearly shows that, you know what I mean, like, his durability can be surpassed, you know? And either way, what I was trying to say is if Gaara could have been killed by Lee, that clearly gives him enough AP just with the first gate alone with the Lotus technique.
I don't think it would, because Sasuke just stated stronger.
So you think Sasuke is straight up tanking a Lotus?
I think
then, so why did he not tank the attacks from weighted Lee?
because that one's weaker.
Okay, sure, weaker when it comes to speed and being able to react, but once again, you have to prove that his durability is also increasing, and you don't have any proof for that.
I think I already explained it, so we can move on.
Okay.
Do you have anything? Can we just conclude?
No, not yet. Hang on. After talking about all that, basically, if Lee applies the first gate, which would increase his speed even more, he has all that speed, then he can do the Lotus, which we already know that, which would have been able to kill Gaara, but Gaara did a substitution, and that's why he didn't die. And then basically from there, while Lee is dealing with the after effects of all his muscles, blah blah, everything, he's still actually able to still move and react to Gaara, which is actually really impressive. And then uses the second gate to get all his power and recover and heal. And then basically from there, that's when he starts using the third gate. And then releases the fourth gate. And I do want to show how the gates amp you overall and make you way more powerful. And then it's literally even stated verbatim that it gives you power to even surpass Hokages. Even, obviously, the 8th gate, can give you the power to surpass the Gokage 10 times over. So gates clearly give you amps and can make you more stronger from your power level, etc. And then with that being said, there's a point where even Guy states it as well, and even the data book statement, to where literally the whole point of using the gates and everything is to where the opponent is not able to defend themselves. They literally can't do anything, and basically they're getting hit and they're dead. The only reason why Gaara was able to basically be fine after all that was, for one, he used his Sangor to protect himself and tank, and two, also because he is a Jinjutiki, can heal, etc., the whole 9 yards. It's kind of like fighting against someone that can basically make all your attacks meaningless. He does the same thing with Sasuke. His Shidoris don't do anything. Well, unless, I'm referring to after, by the way. When he gets hit the first time, he's bleeding and all that, but, But let me show you that gate statement. I'll get it for you.
Okay. I think, I'm fine with the gates amping. Just
Okay,
saying,
lead to, let me get this for you.
relevant than Sasuke stated. And this was
He's
all
not stronger. It's contradicted over and over.
Well,
Narratively, in comparison, speed, everything.
This is all operating under the axiom that you were bringing up things to contradict it. So if you do not believe I've explained it away adequately, we can just move on.
Let me... How the fuck do I... Yeah, it was that one. Okay.
Like I'm saying, you don't have to show me the scan.
Well, I'm showing you this one because basically with this scan, what it's basically showing is, that it gives you more access to more chakra, etc., and everything, which makes you more stronger, faster, etc. And then basically what that does, it basically enables the user to, to draw strength upon that's dozens of times of their usual level. So mind you, if we're comparing that Sasuke, which, he was being compared by Guy with the statement of only is, to its average speed, and then Sasuke does enough speed to where he's being equated to Lee weightless, okay, and he hasn't even surpassed Lee with the speed of the first gate, okay, then give him further gates to stack, okay, and times his power even more, meaning strength, etc., speed, you name it, okay, Lee's just getting vastly more stronger than Sasuke the moment he's going into the gates. And if you actually, and it's even backed up by visual feats as well, to where it is literally showing, like, just by Lee movement alone, showing that he's just blowing up the entire fucking place and overwhelming all the people. And even Kakashi had to use his Sharingan to be able to watch Lee when he's going into the third game. And then fourth, and then fifth. And to the point where everyone is literally stating that he's moving so fast that they can't even see him. If you even actually watch the anime, it is literally showing like he's in his own other fucking dimension of how fast he's moving. And he's just doing some Dragon Ball Z type bullshit. You know what I mean? And doing crazy damage. I'm not done yet. I'm not done. Doing crazy damage yet and all that. And then basically what happens from there, Shikamaru, who's a fucking genius, like he's literally just invisible. Like you can't fucking see him. You know, Kakashi is getting overwhelmed by the power and like blown away and like actually sweating bullets and shit. Like there's so much narrative and everything of Lee just accomplishing a level of power that is clearly like no fucking joke, okay? And then it gets to a point where we see everything that happens afterwards, you know, and then we know that the end game. But with all that being shown and presented, Sasuke on the other hand only shows feats that are literally of him equating to literally weightless Lee, basically, if that makes sense. And then from there he does his Chidori. And it's also stated by Kakashi that the only...
Wait.
What?
Okay, so to address the lead thing, it does not matter what it looks like, because if we have statements, and if we have a statement that just says Sasuke is the strongest, then how Lee performs against Gaara,
Like, as long as it doesn't outright is better, which I don't think you can prove based
Well,
on
so visual evidence, it's contradicted. Narratively, it's contradicted. In comparison, it's contradicted. I've already provided all the scans and points. So that one statement that you had where it just says that he's his strongest opponent is invalid.
That's the case.
And then we even have Naruto that's also showing otherwise, too.
If you think that's the case, then you don't have to explain it again. Like, I'm trying to get us somewhere. So you don't have to explain it again, right?
Well, I know, but you still have to at least respond to the scans and arguments. Like, you haven't shown anything else. Like, the only thing you've shown so far is a story statement that could just be clearly either to hype up the issue, to be like all kinds of things. It's just it's an interpretation argument. While all these scans are actual proof and canon, showing everything.
Or shotgunning, you're shotgunning.
I'm not shotgunning.
No. I haven't fully explained everything away. So, like, if I don't attack your points, then it goes too flat to call out shotgun, right? So, I'm basically saying, right, that it's not a promo statement for starters, it's a data book one. And then...
Yeah, I've shown data book statements as well.
Okay, to address the second thing, if, like, the thing about what Lee looks like isn't really relevant, because I already said the travel speed can be superior. That's okay. I already said that because Sasuke is shown to do more damage against Lee, and he just blocked him a few times. Since it's stated that he's just stronger, he would win. And then you saying like this is all operating under the axiom that it's like contradicted, which I don't think you provided. So like we can kind of just move on. I think we've like reached the climax of the debate.
Well, all right.
I think we can move on. Sorry.
Okay, so either way, I'm gonna show this as well because this also proves that Sasuke wouldn't be able to react to do anything, etc. It's the whole point of the technique. I also showed in the beginning where like with the power charts and everything, showing that Lee completely surpasses Sasuke in Taijutsu, which that is also a data book.
Okay, yeah. I think I explained those away, which is like their individual stuff. And then I think
probably for. Like that technique, by the way, was even stated verbatim to even beat Neji, by the way, to surpass him and deal with him, etc.
Okay, so are we like done?
No, not yet.
Yeah, like. Yeah, I know the reverse lotus outscales like Lee's base speed or like that's fine. I was just saying
It's
that
not.
like
It's
his
what you're
combat-
basically what I've provided overall is Sasuke only obtains weightless speed, and then if you give him even and technically, if I really want to be an asshole, he wouldn't even be able to use Chidori if like they're actually fighting right there because he actually needs time to charge it up. The only time he can utilize Chidori is when he's fighting Gar for the second time. That's when he can just pop it right away and use it. But even with Chidori, which could amp, his speed, more and everything, even though it's stated as well verbatim by Kakashi and Guy that Kakashi trained Sasuke to obtain the weightless speed so he could be able to use Chidori, because if you don't have the speed for it, you can't fucking do it, and the only way you could use Chidori is if you have a shotgun to be able to perceive and counter. So anyways, but even with that, that wouldn't be enough even to match him to the level of speed that Lee has with the gates, because Lee is already surpassing Sasuke with just the first gate. Then give him more, and look at all his feats with the fourth and fifth gate. It's just not a comparison, and it even shows like you can also see Sasuke like very visible. He's not invisible or moving at a speed where no one's able to see him. Like everyone can see him. Everyone's like, wow, like that. It has like a weird noise. Like while Lee, on the other hand, literally cannot be seen, and every character, including Kakashi, is saying that like he's ridiculously fast. You can't see him or perceive him. Where is he? And then Gaara even says that his movements are inhuman. Gaara doesn't say that about Sasuke. He says that about Lee. So there's a big difference visually and narratively between Lee and Sasuke.
Okay, yeah, I think I've addressed it narratively, and then the visually isn't really important. That's just how Kishimoto shows to draw.
Well, it is because when they have emphasis on that, like you can't. That's something you can't ignore.
No.
So
you cannot keep going. I gotta finish. Okay, so like
you're just winking Sasuke. That's all you've done, and it's interpretation wink. You have to prove that Sasuke can surpass and beat Lee.
I gotta. No.
Yes, you do.
No. I have to finish my points, bro. You gotta let me finish. So the visually part isn't really important, just because we have objective narrative statements that say which of these two characters is the stronger out of both of them. You saying like his movements are human, like I already said before, his travel speed can be faster. Like that's okay. I already said that. His travel speed can be faster. It's just
Has nothing to do with that.
His combat speed has abilities that.
And then right there, it's stated verbatim by Guy. Sasuke won't be able to do anything. He gets hit and he's dead. Let me get this pulled.
Okay, if you okay, sure, yeah, like the hidden lotus is wrong. Yes. Incorrect
This
translation.
one, leave 5.
This is definitely the wrong translation. But
It's even there where Gar even acknowledges it and it's like, is he even human? There's no emphasis of this, you know what I mean, of him. He never has this with Sasuke at all.
oh wait, no, it's just because it's. Wait a minute.
Like
yes.
Lee, in comparison to Sasuke, is way fucking over. Way over.
Yeah, like I already said the travel speed. It's okay. I think we've reached the point in the debate.
Like you keep saying travel speed, but you have to prove why it is actually travel speed. And two, you have to show. No, you haven't. You've only said one scan where it says this is Gaara's strongest opponent, which is contradicted in so many ways. With Naruto, with the you know what I mean. If you look at the fight with Naruto and Neji, then look at everything with Gaara. It's all contradicted with that. Then you have the Sasuke and Lee comparison. You have literally statements being stated by Kakashi and Guy. Like, there's so much stuff that's contradicting with the only scan that you've sent, and I've shown all the proof in the world, and all you're saying is, oh, well, it's just, that's it. I just think, Sasuke's the strongest. That's it. Like, that doesn't work.
Okay. I think I said more, but I think I addressed everything. So we can end it. It's all right. I don't have anything else. Okay.
That's the only scan you have left. That's it. One scan.
It's not done.
I think y'all should just stop debating for real.
Yeah, please. I've been trying to say this forever. We are done now.
Okay. All right. We can end
Bro,
it.
the Sasuke skill, I mean, not the Sasuke skill, the Lee skill is just so ass. Like, that nigga Lee, like, he's really hype beast incarnate. It's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. Did Mizmo leave? Mizmo did leave.
Well, we'll
Mizmo
leave it
was
at
the
that.
one who was here for like the whole time. I was gonna ask him, who do you think he won? Someone ping Mizmo.
I'm gonna just leave that. That was such a weird debate. I like felt it like it didn't even feel like a debate. If I'm being honest with you, that was just weird. I don't even know. But there was something else that I wanted to put through, but then he didn't want to do it anymore. What was it? This is the only thing I wanted to show that he couldn't be able to use Chidori because it's going to take time, like it's literally stated. You know what I mean? And obviously, Lee's not going to let him do that. Now, if you're talking about afterwards, and he could be able to pop it out, whatever, but he still wouldn't be faster. Just not visually, not narratively in comparison. And then it's even, yeah, that's what I wanted to show him, like right here. Then guys, like I see that's why you had him focus on the untie jutsu and increase its speed so much to use the Raikuri. And then Kakashi's like, yep. So there's that. And then they even talk about it here. It's like reserved for assassination. Secret is in the speed of the thrust. See? And the immense chakra produced by superacting. So meaning that the whole point of Kakashi teaching him that level of speed of weightless Lee was so he could use Chidori. And then, the secret is in the speed of the thrust and everything, yada yada. So he can basically use a new A-rank technique. That's basically what it is. And so I was gonna send him that, but he didn't want to do it anymore. And then you have this guy right here, which is just like his partial form. Well, this is when he goes into his second form. 'Cause he has like his first form, and he has like his second form. And this Sasuke, like, even states like he's even faster than before. He got tagged the first time. This is when he first transforms. And he states it here, like, without the Sharingan, I'd be dead, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And mind you, this is only what, like, weightless speed. You know what I mean? Like, like, he doesn't even have any other thing. So just clearly showing that, where his limits are. But that's all there was left. There wasn't really anything else. Everything else I basically already showed him and went over. Yeah, that's basically it. So, don't need that anymore. Let me get this. We don't need that. Alright, but what we'll do for here, that'll be the video for the debate of Lee versus Sasuke. Wasn't like a professional debate or anything. It was just us debating and kind of talking about who would win, blah, blah. Then some people joined in. And then they had some people, whatever, and that was it. So it wasn't like an actual official debate where you have judges and then they watch everything and then you have conclusions, and then, and then they decide like a winning factor. So, but anyways, that'll be it. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, subscribe for more content, subscribe if you guys love the channel. If you let me know who you think still takes it. And then that'll be that. So eventually I might actually like make a video on it and actually go more in depth with it and explain it briefly with the comparison and contrast between Sasuke and Lee, between those points in time. And then just kind of explain a little bit further why Lee's, just shown at least to still be more stronger and powerful than that Sasuke, but that's basically that. Like, it's just, the one scan that he provided, like, it's a good scan. There's nothing wrong with it, but that could just be interpreted in just so many ways. You know what I mean? Like, all because it says, oh, it's the strongest opponent doesn't mean anything. That could be maybe current, at that exact moment. That could be, or better yet, that could be as like a hype issue, you know what I mean? Or to like, there's statements like that for manga and anime all the time to hype up the next issue. Like, oh, the strongest opponent has arrived, blah, blah, this and that. And obviously, if you look either back or forward, that can clearly not be the case. Or better yet, just the context could contradict that stat book statement. That's why you have to be careful with what data book statements you're using, because if you're not analyzing the whole context and all the evidence that is presented and shown, it contradicts it. You know what I mean? Or it just make it invalid. There's plenty of data book statements that are not true. You know what I mean? That has been stated over and over. So it just kind of gets to the point where that's what you're working with. But anyways, I'm done ranting. I'm ending the video here. Peace.